Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. Um, Last night, I made some videos about tornado warnings, but anyway, I thought I would mention a little bit more about emergencies and preparing for emergencies. And the thing that see for me personally, all the experiences I've had is what helps me prepare. And I'm always asking other people when they get in some kind of disaster or some kind of life-changing event. I always want to know what's going on, how they did it, and all this stuff. So I learn from them. And but it makes a difference. I mentioned I was in one of the biggest tornadoes in the United States when I was 14 years old. I learned a lot from that. And then being in the Marines and going to Vietnam, you get experiences, you learn. And like I say, since then, I've been in numerous natural disasters in different countries. I mean, from hurricanes. Normally, the hurricanes I come in after. I've never been in a hurricane itself. But like I say, floods, like I say, doing training SWAT, being in counter-terrorists, you learn things. And I share everything that I've learned because now it goes back to sharing experiences. Learning from others is a big deal. But right now, I want to talk about some of the stuff that maybe you don't think about, and and I want to try to explain a little bit about it. One of the things I've noticed, like say, last night we had floods, flash floods, and the reason is we're not in a flood zone or a flood area. We're kind of up high, but we do have flash floods, and that's when water will come up over these little bridges and stuff like that. And like I say, I'm living out in the country, and a lot of times you don't see a house. It's you see the driveway, but you won't see the house back up in the woods. And this morning I was out after I got up and got everything ready, got all my stuff, and started going around checking to see if everybody's okay. I'm pretty sure they're going to be okay. The reason is the emergency, the first responders and stuff would probably have taken care of everybody through the night. And so, I really wasn't expecting a lot. But one of the things I did come to mind, and I know they do this after hurricanes and stuff. They'll mark doors. A lot of times, when everybody's gone out of an area, they mark them. FEMA's got a system that they got put up. But also, you know, I was studying to be a rural volunteer fireman, and one of the things that's really difficult is trying to find places that need help. And I was thinking about it, and I thought, I wonder why rural people don't have like a little red flag and put it on a stick and just stick it right there by the mailbox or throw it on the mailbox or something to let people know that there's emergency going on in that location. That'd make it a whole lot easier because not every emergency is a fire, so you don't always see the smoke. It could be health issues, a house or something collapses, and you don't know where it is. And you may not even be able to, use a phone or somewhere to get out. But if you can get to the road, it'd be nice if you'd mark it some way or another. And then, if nothing else, your neighbors, I was watching my neighbors last night, and so you could go out and see if there's a red flag out somewhere. But also, for me, uh, like I say, I'm no longer a first responder or none of this kind of stuff. So, but you can get radios. We've talked about radios, and we did use our radios last night. And our radios have they're two-way radios, so we can talk to each other. And also, they have ham radio on there, and we were listening to the updates, the instant updates on what was going on. Because a tornado, if it's a visual, you may have 1 minute to see it. Now you see videos where people are out there showing the tornado coming and stuff like that, but if the tornado is getting ready to hit you, you may not have much time to respond. So that's why we're outside when it's tornado time. We're outside looking, and even with the Doppler radar, you may, if you're lucky, you might get 5 minutes notice. So there's everything has to be done pretty quick. And we've talked about the shit at the fan bags. You have your bag, and I had my man bag and my shit at the fan bag close at hand. They were ready. Uh, if I saw anything, I'd grab those bags and go to where I can seek some kind of protection. But also, some of the things you don't may not be thinking about is for one thing, you see the clothes I wear, and there's a reason why I wear the clothes I wear. I've been in enough emergency situations where I try to dress for it the best I can. And but like there's some things that you don't really have with you all the time, and this is something that you should when it's when you're like we had tornado warnings. In other words, the environment was ready, the situation, the weather, the way it was set up that a tornado can form any time. So in that case, you need certain things you need to have with you, and one of the things is knives. I will carry. I normally carry pocket knives anyway, but I'll carry a sheath knife when it looks like it's getting ready to get something's going to happen. I'll put on some kind of big sheath knife, and because I say no telling, they're good for prying, they're good for a lot of things, and so this is something that I would have, and also a whistle. The whistle, because not only if the house collapses on me, well, I want to be able to, you know, do some whistling so people know I'm still alive and come get me. Or at the same time, if I'm going through the debris looking for people and I find somebody, I'm going to need help. And so just blowing a whistle will get everybody's attention, and they know that I need help. And I don't really carry all the first aid gear and all. I mean, I don't do this. That's kind of a specialty kind of thing, and so I don't really carry that much stuff. And but I say there's certain things you do have to have, and I say I do carry a tourniquet, not only for myself but for others, and because you don't have much time when somebody's bleeding out. We're talking about a couple minutes, at the most. Depending on how bad it is, it could be even less than that. So there's some things that you really need to have with you and around you and in your bags. I probably need to make a shit at the fan bag video and show you. I think I got one out already, but it changes for the different environments that I'm in. Whether I'm here like now or when I travel, I still have a shit at the bag when I travel, but it's going to be different because legally there's only certain things you can carry. But like I say, you need to think about this stuff. I mean, shit at the fan is can come up any time. I mean, I've followed people that's had a bad accident, car accident, and I was the first one there, and so I had to stop the bleeding and maybe get them out of the wreck and stuff like this. So there's lots of things. Fire extinguishers, I've got them in my vehicle, and, in my room. I got them everywhere. So try to put out a fire, without a fire extinguisher, it gets a little bit tricky. And on a fire, the sooner you can get it put out, the better you're going to be. And so there's a lot of things you need to think about. And I'm not going to try to cover everything in this video, but I want to make you think, because a lot of weather-related stuff that can happen, and so you need to be prepared. You need to be capable and ready to do what you have to do when you have to do it. But anyway, this is Mike. NoStressMike.com.